For a little bit over 6 years now, we've been keeping bees here on the farm, and I think I've done maybe 1 or 2 videos on them before, and I think the last time I ever touched about them was back in, I think, either March or April, and then I think the last time I ever really touched about them was like back in 2022. So today, I'm going to be showing you my beehive. We're adding some mite treatment today, so I'm about to give you the overview as to what we have here. And we also did the honey harvest, I think yesterday or the day before, or something along those lines. So I'll show you what we got out of this. I'll show you what everything has been going on with the bees today, and even possibly how they help the chickens as well. So let's get into it. Now, the reason why I don't really show them that often is because I'm not usually filming in an area where they're having to be visible. Usually I film right between those 2 chicken yards, right over there, or sometimes in the field. But right over here, right behind the garden, is where I have the bees, right over here. These are just your average, typical run-of-the-mill honeybees, as you can see, and we have 3 hives of them. Now, here's the thing with these hives. Only one of them is actually good, because if you guys don't know anything about beekeeping, every single hive needs a queen bee, and if they don't have that queen bee, then their hive is ruined. The queen bee helps repopulate the hive, and it keeps them in check. If we don't have that queen bee in that hive, then how are they going to be able to do any of that stuff that is required for them to survive? 2 of them don't have it. 1 of them does. So we're going to have to order one very soon from a local beekeeper to be able to get that in there, because those hives aren't good with the honey. One of them, however, does have some pretty decent honey coming out of it as well. So I'd say we're doing pretty good with that one. That one hive is, I think, the one to the far right side. And also, I'll show you some other stuff that we've been doing around here with the bees as well. But these are just your average run-of-the-mill hives. Assuming each of these has around 15,000 bees, we're going to go 10 to 15,000 bees in each hive, roughly. We're going to say probably we have around 40,000 bees in those 3 hives. Right there, common sense would be to say 30,000, but somewhere between 30 and 50,000 bees is being kept here right behind the garden. And what are they doing around here? How are they helping the garden and the chickens? Let's talk about that real quick. If you can't already tell, this is our tomato patch right back here. I barely walk right over here. But yes, I do talk about them a whole lot over here. Now right over here is our tomato patch and all our like strawberry and blueberry patches right there, but the birds keep getting to them, and this here just looks to be our most insufficient year for gardening we've ever had. I thought it would be better, but it really wasn't. I've just been documenting a disappointing season, but at least the bees are getting in there and being able to actually pollinate the things over here. No spoilers for Monday's video, because that's actually when we're going to be doing the final garden tour of July. But I'll just be pointing it at the ground so you don't actually... Well, yeah, I don't care. You can see what it is. I'm not describing every section in detail like I do there yet. But we have tons of flowers on these plants, as you can see right here. And we don't want these guys to just go wasted. Obviously, there's like a ton of plants out... Not plants, wow, I can't talk. Obviously, there's a ton of bees out there that are going to help pollinate these plants. But at the end of the day, it's the honeybees that really get the better portion of the flowers that we're getting here in the garden. The honeybees are really helping out. What about the chickens though? And for that, I'd say, well, they're pollinating more plants. That allows the chickens to be able to get to more plants. Nothing really big, because the chickens and the honeybees, they don't really get along too well. I mean, they do in general, but like, I've never really had a big altercation between honeybees and chickens before. The one thing I can think of in recent memory was in 2020, when my chicken burger was just chilling, right? She was chilling in the yard, and then bam, she jumps up and grabs a honeybee. That wasn't a crazy altercation, by the way. The chicken just grabbed the honeybee and moved on with life. So that's what happened. So what about the mite treatment, I hear you asking? Well, we need to open up the hives to give them the mite treatment. And also we need a little smoking device too, that like will puff out the smoke a little bit. You like hold it right there, and you do that, and the smoke will come right at the tip of it, which will allow the bees to be able to be like, because like it's a scent that the bees really recognize in general. So I'll update you once we've got the mite treatment in and show you what it's like. Alright, so we just threw on some treatment for the honeybees over here just now. A couple minutes ago we added the treatment on top of all 3 of the hives over here, and thankfully they don't look too mad, but like sometimes they'll chase you all the way across the yard. And sometimes I'm not even out here, like I'm not usually the one that does all this sort of stuff. So like sometimes I'll just walk past here and get stung like 6 times by the honeybees before. That was like 4 years ago. That year, 2020, I don't know what they added in the honeybees, but they were really pissed for that year apparently, because that was the year I think I've gotten the most stings by a honeybee before. This year though, I was outside in the dog yard recording one of my shorts, I think back in June. I think the short actually went on to get like 10,000 views or something like that. I was like actually recording that video and this honeybee just attached itself to my leg. I didn't want to get stung by it, but I didn't want it to sting me either, because quick little fact about honeybees is that if you get stung by them, it doesn't hurt a whole lot, but it itches like a day after. But unfortunately for the honeybees, that'll kill them. It's not like other bees where they can sting you multiple times. It'll just automatically kill them right there on the spot. I better not have said they will kill you right there. If I said that, I'm gonna be really, it's gonna look really stupid rewinding this from the editor. But like, that'll literally end the honeybees if they like sting you. But if they inject the stinger into you, then it's even worse. I don't want to know if that would ever happen. Fortunately, it hasn't happened to me yet. But if your hives are just treated, you use that smoker, it'll usually calm them down. But like, sometimes you just walk right past the hives after somebody added the treatments and they just checked on the bees and added their food or whatever. They'll just be automatically mad because honeybees are just like that. Be sure to click that subscribe button for some more farming videos. I'm trying to diversify this sort of stuff around here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe, click the video on the screen.